So earlier this year, I heard about a fun thing that you could buy online. It was basically a certificate telling you that you owned a plot of land in Scotland, and by being a landowner, it meant that you could officially call yourself a lord or a lady. I thought it sounded like a fun gift to give to somebody. You could hang it up, brag to your friends, have a laugh. Yes! So when I had the opportunity to do a sponsored post for one of these companies, I thought, well, why the heck not? So I got myself one of these plots and I went to tell the whole world about my new title. And as you can see, I really did this. And now I'm a landowner in Scotland, making me a Scottish lord. And within minutes of me posting my video, I was getting eaten alive in the comments for promoting a scam. How could I, the guy who goes after scammers, be the one promoting a scam? I was so confused. I thought it was a funny little gag gift, and all of my favorite YouTubers were talking about it, so it must have been fine. But I quickly went from being a Scottish lord to being a Scottish martyr. And so within like an hour of this going live, I trimmed the sponsorship out and I just kindly refused any kind of payment. I just said, never mind, it isn't worth it. I didn't know if it was a scam or not. I just knew that it was so distracting that nobody cared about my actual video, which was actually a pretty good video and you should go back and watch it. But I thought maybe one day I'd dig into this whole thing and try to figure out if it was a scam or if it was just a fun little gag gift. But then this guy named Scott Schaefer beat me to it, and his video has been blowing up this week, causing a lot of YouTubers to rethink their decisions to promote this brand.
I do not feel comfortable being within miles of whatever the this situation is.
And if you want to hear his whole investigation, you should go check it out. I'll link to it below. But I also thought that I'd just call him up and have him come on the channel and tell you what he found out. Scott, thanks so much for coming on my channel today. Just wanted to start off and just ask you, how has the response to this video been from both viewers and the company itself?
I'd say it's mostly positive based on what I've seen comments-wise on my channel. There's obviously some people who are saying, you know, trying to defend established titles, but it seems to be the majority of people seem to think it's a scam now. As far as the company goes, they've released their email on their website, what they think about my video. They haven't contacted me at all.
So the claim is that by purchasing a plot from this company, you are a landowner in Scotland and thus you can assume the title of Lord or Lady. Is this true or is this false?
That's false. I mean, I explained it in my video, but basically they're not allowed to sell these small, tiny souvenir-sized plots of land as real land. The land registrar doesn't recognize them. So they're not actually selling you anything. They're just basically selling a certificate. There's no real value to it at all.
Now, I learned about another company called Highland Titles that basically does the same thing, who back in 2014 had the Advertising Standards Authority investigating them because their claims about title rights were seen as misleading. And Highland Titles basically said they weren't really saying that they could confer the title of Lord or Lady with their plot and that it was more of a novelty item. But their website pretty clearly says you can become a Lord or Lady. Oh wait, there's an asterisk there now. You obtain a personal right to a souvenir plot of land and our permission to use our registered trademarks Laird, Lord, and Lady of Glencoe. Oh, so you get a personal right of ownership and not a real right of ownership. These are very different things. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I can use Google. And a real right is said to be absolute in the sense that it prevails against the whole world, whereas a personal right is relative in the sense that it is only enforceable against a particular person, namely the other party to the contract. So basically, you're not the owner of the land. The company is, and they're letting you put your name on it. Now, you can't sell it or build on it or pretty much do anything with it. It's just so that you can point and brag. It's like if you donate to an organization and they put your name on the wall. Sure, you get a plaque, and sure, you can see your name, and sure, you can visit. You can say that that's mine, but you don't own the wall. Now, the big question is, are these companies knowingly misleading their customers by promising them that they're landowners? Or are they making it clear that this is just a gag gift? Well, I guess it depends on who you ask.
They do say that, you know, in very small print on their website, that it's just a souvenir plot, but most people do not know that from the response that I've seen from my video. I've seen hundreds of people who had bought these who legitimately thought they had bought land, as well as established titles. They had ads saying that you legally become a lord and lady, which they're not allowed to say. They actually told YouTubers in the brief that they were sending out to people not to say you legally become a lord or lady, but they were saying that in their own ad on Facebook, and they've since taken down all their ads. And from what I hear, they're currently being investigated in the UK.
So I guess I really don't own this little plot of land, but I still can call myself a lord, can't I? And can't I change my documents and put Lord on my credit card and impress everyone?
You can put on your credit card, your Costco membership, airplane tickets.
Well, there's one way to find out. So I struck up a chat with my bank. I said I was recently gifted a souvenir plot from a company called Established Titles. It states that I am a landowner in Scotland and can use the title on credit cards. Am I able to add the title of Lord to my account's debit and credit cards? And she said, just a moment. And like 5 minutes passes and she says, still looking into it. I'm guessing this isn't a frequently asked question. Finally, she responds and she says she can add the word Lord if I bring in the legal document stating that I can legally be referred to as Lord. Well, lucky for her, I have that document right here. So the next day I drive to the bank with said legal document in hand and I marched in to get the recognition and the respect that I deserved. I told them that I was a landowner in Scotland and that I had a document that labeled me as such and that I needed that reflected on my credit card. And they told me to take a seat. So I waited, and eventually they came back to deliver the devastating news.
The account is the account name, right. So not a title, but a name. Mm-hmm. And so if it is going to become part of your name as on your ID, then once your ID is updated, your old and new ID is legal name change for us, and so we would update the account to match the ID.
Apparently, the only name that I could put on my credit cards is my legal name. And if I want Lord on my credit card, I'm going to have to legally change my name to Lord. They weren't convinced by my document, so I leave disappointed. This is no way to treat a Scottish lord. I don't know, maybe you guys will have better luck with your banks. And then there's this whole question about whether or not they're planting trees. No, they're not planting trees. They're donating to organizations that plant trees. Or are they? I wanted to find out, so I actually wrote to one of the partners on the website and I asked them to confirm if they donate to their organization. And they actually said yes. They said Established Titles is indeed one of our partners. You can see their sponsor page on our website. We are very grateful for their continued support. Okay, well, wonderful. They are donating. I love that. But how much of your $50 title is being donated?
It's $1. You can actually see on their website, one of them, it says it's $1 per tree. They say they plant one tree for your order, so it's $1.
Wow, so 1/50th goes to goes to the trees. So, are these souvenir plots a scam? Well, if they're promising you that you'll be a landowner and that you'll be recognized in Scotland as a lord or lady, then yeah, I guess so. But if you don't think they are and you think it's fun and you want to pay $50 for a certificate and call yourself a lord, then go knock yourself out. It's 2022, you can call yourself whatever you want. And if a fancy little piece of paper makes it that much more fun, then go for it. But you'll probably get some funny looks when you wander over to Scotland and try to build something on that land of yours. Or apparently if you tell your bank that you want them to put Lord on your credit card. Well, what do you guys think? Are these companies doing enough to make it clear what this product really is? No, obviously not. That's why so many people are upset. But regardless of whether or not you own land in Scotland or not, you're all royalty in my eyes. So hopefully this helps clear the air if you're ever interested in buying one of these things. Thanks so much for watching this video, everybody. I hope that you subscribe and stick around for more explorations into scams and other weird things online.